So we're off and running. Shohei Ohtani at the plate. First pitch is taken for called strike one. Next pitch by Peralta is a fastball high and away for ball one. So a 1-1 count to Peralta. Actually to Ohtani. Pitch on the way is a shot hit out up the alley in right. It'll be cut off by the center fielder Robert Jr. and he's rounding first and into second, sliding with a double. So Ohtani opens up with a double, getting things started here for the Dodgers. And that is just what they needed, getting on the third pitch from Peralta, a shot to right center field. So now comes Pages to the plate. Pages wading in. And the pitch is way inside for ball one. Pages hitting .266, 17 home runs. Wading in. And the pitch swung on and broken bat hit down to third baseman Bichette. Throws over to first to get him in time. And just like that, Ohtani moves to second base. So now comes up Freddie Freeman. You got a man at Freddie's first pitch on the way, swung on and missed, a strike. One out. Ohtani opened things up with a double. Pitch is taken outside for ball two to Freddie Freeman. Freeman wading in from the left-hand side of the plate. The pitch is way high for ball two. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Freeman. Ohtani opening up the game with a double. Pages then followed with a put out at third base, a 5-3 put out. And now Freeman waiting up there at the plate. No outs. Peralta on the mound. Peralta, the Mets need Peralta to perform well if they plan on trading him. Would make better trade bait that way. 8th pitch by Peralta. 9th pitch on the way, swung on and fouled back and out of play. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Freddie Freeman. Ohtani opened up the game with a double to right center field. Pages grounded out, and here's Freddie Freeman. Just the start of things here in Citi Field in New York. Pitch is way high and outside a fastball. Count is now 3-2. 3-2 count. Pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. He swung at ball 4 right there. So Freddie Freeman, a little bit anxious there. Could have easily been on first base right now, and Dodgers would have runners at first and second with 1 out. Let's see how it all plays out now. Keep that in mind. Did Freeman, the pitch, swung on, a shot foul down the first base line, almost down the line and in the corner. So Freeman still up there with a 3-2 count. Keep in mind, he swung at ball 4 and fouled it away. Max Muncy on deck. He struck out 4 times last night. So in yesterday's game, 4 times Max Muncy striking out. On the other side, Freddie Freeman hit 3 singles. A pitch swung on and fouled away again. So most difficult thing in baseball, it has been said over and over, most difficult thing in sports, I should say, is to hit a baseball. And look at 2 guys, Freddie Freeman yesterday with his 3 singles. Here's a pitch, swung on and fouled back again. And Max Muncy with his 4 strikeouts. Dodgers are 7-2 thus far in the road trip, trying to win this game, close out the series, go home 8-2. And a very happy bunch, well, the day off tomorrow. The pitch swung on and fouled away again. So after Freddie Freeman swung at ball 4, he has been fouling 3 pitches after that right off. This is 4th pitch. So 1 out, 1 on. Ohtani got a double to start things off here. And the 3-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a little nubber down hit to the second baseman. Batty will pick it up, throw over to Young in time for the out. Ohtani will move to third. So that's how it played out. Instead of having runners at first and second with 1 out, you now have 2 outs with a runner at third, and up comes Max Muncy. So Muncy, in 96 games this year, hitting .259, 20 home runs and 47 ribbies coming up. So after his nightmarish of a game with 4 strikeouts yesterday, swung on and missed out of the strike zone for strike 1. So Muncy, as I said yesterday, would not surprise me one bit if he comes back with a big game at the plate today after going 0 for 4, striking out 4 times yesterday. The pitch, out of the strike zone again. This one he lays off of for ball 1. Fastball. So 2 outs, runner at third. Just the start of things here in Citi Field in Queens, New York. The 1-1 pitch, low and in the dirt for ball 2, a curveball. There's a poll question up in the chat. Feel free to vote on it. Who do you think will win today? The Dodgers, winning last night, 4-3 in a thriller, hanging on, winning 4-2 on Friday, trying to sweep the Mets today. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's now 2-2 on the curveball. Two balls, 2 strikes to Muncy. Waiting on deck, Mookie Betts. Ohtani down the line from third. He got a double to start this game out with. Pitches low for ball 3. So now we got a full count again, as Freddie Freeman had a full count and went to hit 7 consecutive foul balls after that. Peralta's now thrown 21 pitches so far in this game. Ohtani down the line from third. 3-2 pitch on the way, swung on, and a high fly ball. Max Muncy watching it go. Just foul. So Muncy knew he hit it long and hard and far enough. The only question was it going to stay fair, and just by a few inches. Yesterday, Kyle Tucker hit that foul pole in right field. Today, Max Muncy nearly hits it. Just a few feet short, and it goes foul. Okay, so that again is baseball summed up right there. Let's see what Max Muncy can do here. 3-2 the count. The pitch, low and in the dirt, ball 4, and the changeup, and Muncy is aboard. His first time being on base in this series. He had Friday off, and then he came back with a nightmarish of a game yesterday at the plate. So Mookie Betts comes up with runners at first and third, 2 outs. We're in the first inning. No score, just the start of things. Peralta's thrown 23 pitches. A lot of those were foul balls to Freddie Freeman. So Freddie really making Peralta work in this inning. The pitch on the way to Betts is taken for ball 1, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Dodgers are 45-12 when they score first. They got Ohtani at third. Can they do it? There's a high fly ball hit out to left field. Moving over is the left fielder, Taylor, to catch it and put it away. That'll do it for the Dodgers in the first inning. The score, Dodgers 0, Mets coming up, and Emmett Sheehan's first turn at the mound. So as we move into the bottom of the first, it'll be Ewing, Lindor, and Bichette. In fact, the lineup for the Mets, very similar. They did a little bit of a difference in there. Let's line up the Mets defensively first, tell you who they're. Taylor in left, Robert Jr. in center, Benj at right. Left fielder will be Bichette, Lindor at short. Batty's playing second base in place of Simmons, who played second base the first 2 games, Friday and Saturday. At first, it's back to Young. Young played on Friday, took the day off yesterday, and now he's back in there again at first base. Behind the plate is Torrens, in place of Alvarez, who caught the last 2 games, and on the mound, Peralta, as I said. The DH is Polanco. So for the Mets, how they line up offensively, it'll be Ewing, Lindor, Bichette, and Binge, if anybody gets on. Binge. Heading fifth will be Polanco. Batting sixth will be Young. Taylor batting seventh. Batty will bat eighth. Torrens will bat ninth. He's the catcher. So that's how the Mets line up offensively and defensively, facing Emmett Sheehan. Emmett Sheehan usually is the Dodgers' Sunday pitcher. He's pitched a lot of Sunday games, so some people who can only watch the Dodgers for whatever reason on Sundays, maybe due to the work schedule or what have you, tend to catch a lot of Emmett Sheehan games. And he's out there once again on a Sunday. Last Sunday he didn't play. He was scheduled against the Yankees, but then he pitched on Monday due to a rainout, and that didn't go too well for him. So let's see if he can bounce back today. In 18 starts, Sheehan is 4-7, has an ERA of 5.13 in 87.2 innings, 99 strikeouts and 27 walks. He's allowed 17 home runs. Let's see if he can get that 100 strikeout in this inning. First pitch is out of the strike zone for ball one to Ewing. So Emmett Sheehan looking in there, facing Ewing, and the 1-0 pitch. For strike one, just hitting the corner on the fastball. So A.J. Ewing this season in 65 games, hitting .263, 7 home runs and 25 ribbies. Emmett Sheehan, 7th worst with home runs allowed, 1.7. There's a high fly ball coming in quickly as Pages he dives, he can't get it, it gets by him, and with that, Ewing will take the extra base and end up at second base standing up. Tucker throws the ball in. So again, we saw that happen yesterday with the Mets when Benj tried to lunge and dive for a ball, and it worked against him as Hernandez took the extra base and wound up at second. And here the same thing happens to Pages. Ball bouncing just before his glove, and it bounced right behind him. So again, you can take the easy, safe way out, let it bounce in front of you, got one on, or you can try to make a miraculous catch, get the out, and if you don't, it bounces behind you as we just saw. So Francisco Lindor comes in, hitting .224, 6 home runs and 16 ribbies. Pitch is low and in the dirt, slider for ball one. So just as the Dodgers opened up this game with a Ohtani double, the Mets returned the favor with a Ewing double. Let's see what the Mets can do. Dodgers did not take advantage of it. Let's see if the Mets can. The 1-0 pitch, it's a ground foul. He's a foul, bunted foul down the third base line. So the count is now 1-1. Bo Bichette waiting on deck. One and one, the count to Lindor. The pitch swung on and fouled away. If you haven't voted, vote who will win today's game. Dodgers versus the Mets. Dodgers trying to go for the sweep today. Winning yesterday 4-3, on Friday 4-2. Dodgers having a very successful road trip to playing the Yankees, the Phillies, and the Mets. They're currently 7-2, trying to go 8-2 and go home. Today, a bunch of happy Dodgers on that plane. Tomorrow will be a day off for the travel day before they host the Mariners for 3 games on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Emmett Sheehan checks the runner at second. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a little nubber just over the head of second baseman. Tucker picks it up, and the Mets round third score Ewing, and it's 1-0 Mets. So the Mets draw first blood in this game. They do what the Dodgers failed to do, bring home the hitter who led off with a double to start the inning. So now Emmett Sheehan has no outs, a runner at first. He's already allowed one run in, and up comes Bo Bichette. The pitch way high for ball one, the slider. That almost went all the way to the backstop. Nice catch by Alfonso behind the plate to prevent that from happening. Bichette waiting in. The 1-0 pitch swung on. There's a sharp ground ball, base hit into left field. Hernandez picks it up, and the Red Mets have 2 on now with no outs. And up comes Binge. So the Mets looking to chase Sheehan early in this game. Last week on a Sunday, the Dodgers played a doubleheader. The second game was a bullpen game by choice. This might turn into a bullpen game if Emmett Sheehan can't come up with a way to get some Mets out in a hurry. So no outs, 2 on, 1 run already in, and up comes Binge to the plate, hitting .260, 11 home runs, and 40 ribbies. So Emmett Sheehan still hasn't. See if he can get himself together on this play right here. This pitch is low and in the dirt. 86-mile-an-hour changeup. So only 10 pitches in, Emmett Sheehan's in a world of trouble. So while the Dodgers won't be the first to score in this game, they do have the opportunity to come from behind and win it. There's a pitch high. Nice catch again by Alfonso. Sheehan pitching really high. So 2 balls and no strikes to Binge. Waiting on deck for the Mets is their designated hitter, Polanco. Sheehan looking in. The 2-0 pitch. Taken for called strike 1. So it's a slider. 2 balls and 1 strike. The 2-1 pitch is taken inside for ball 3. Suddenly he's 1 ball away from walking. That would have been a strike had the Dodgers challenged, but they didn't. Too early in the game to start burning those challenges anyways. 3-1 the count to Binge. The pitch swung on, and a high fly ball out moving his Betts, and Shallow coming in as Hernandez and Shallow left field to make the catch. So there's now 1 out. So there's something to build on. 1 out. We're in the first inning. Mets scored 1-0. They got 2 on with 1 out. Their recipe to get that 1 run was a double by Ewing, and then he was knocked in on a base hit by Lindor. So that's how they got their run in the first inning. And up comes the designated hitter, Polanco, playing in place of Juan Soto, who's on the 10-day DL. There's a strike on a curveball. Polanco this season in 24 games hitting .154, 1 home run, and 4 ribbies. Sheehan's now thrown 15 pitches. Pitches in the dirt for ball 1. One ball, 1 strike to Polanco. Mets leading 1-0, 1 out, 2 on. We're only in the first inning. Whole lot of baseball still to be played. One pitch, way high again. Fastball for ball 2. So you can say this for Sheehan early. When he misses, he really misses. That's the 3rd time in this inning alone that Alfonso's had to come out of his squat to catch the ball. Very high with his fastball. Usually an indication of trying to get something else extra on it. This ball's low and in the dirt on the changeup. It's now 3-1. Young waiting on deck, first baseman. Sheehan trying to slowly work his way out of the hole he dug himself into early. And his 19th pitch on the way. Swung on and a high fly ball. This will be an out. In comes Betts from short on the grass. Makes the catch for out number 2. And now the Dodgers are almost out of it. 2 outs, 2 on. 1-0 Mets lead. And up comes Young. So this will be a really nice job of pitching if Sheehan can get Young out right here and stop the bleeding and only allow 1 run on this. Let's see if he can do it. Welcome in, D-Rock. Peralta, 5.01 ERA. He is on the chopping block, trade block for the Mets, and they're hoping he has a good performance today. Here's a pitch on the way, is inside, curveball. 75-mile-an-hour curveball for ball 1. So Peralta got out of his inning early, easy enough after giving up that double to Ohtani. He got the next 3 Dodgers after that. So 1 ball, no strikes to Young. Pitch is swung on and missed. Fastball. So it's a 1-1 count now. One ball, 1 strike. Sheehan's thrown 21 pitches already in this inning. Pitches low and in the dirt. Peralta did the same. He pitched like 22, 23 pitches in his first inning. So both pitchers don't figure to be around very long pitching that many pitches in an inning. Let's see how it plays out here. 22 pitches in. Sheehan has a 2-1 count to Young. He's got 2 on, 2 outs. The 2-1 pitch is taken for called strike 2 on the changeup. So 2 balls, 2 strikes to Young, 2 on. Mets did challenge that and lost the challenge, so now the Mets are down 1 challenge early in the game. So they'll have to go the rest of the game with only 1 challenge. There's the whip of 1.45. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swung on and a high fly ball, so they lose the challenge. He's going to be out, caught by Muncy at third, and that'll do it. So nice job of pitching by Sheehan, getting himself out of that jam. He gave up 3 hits, 1 run, and the score after 1 complete innings, Dodgers 0, Mets 1. And up coming for the Dodgers, it'll be Tommy Edman, followed by Kyle Tucker and Teoscar Hernandez. So let's see if Peralta can be gotten to in this inning, as D-Rock's already posted it, a 5.01 ERA for Peralta, which is one of the reasons why he's on the trade block. Again, the trade deadline is coming up next week. I believe it's August 2nd. So you'll see some teams looking to make deals before then, or before that time. Let's see. Monday, August 3rd, 6 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, 3 p.m. in the West. That's the trade deadline. A lot of rumors going around about the Dodgers possibly maybe going in and going all in, trying to get Skubal and really strengthen up that pitching staff. They have a lot of guys that they could trade off if they wanted to from their minor league system. Pitch on the way to Edman is taken for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Edmonds way high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Edman. Mets leading 1-0. We're in the second inning. Pitch is outside. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and the count's now 2-1. Waiting on deck, Kyle Tucker for the Dodgers. Peralta's 2-1 pitch is taken for called strike 2 on the fastball. Tommy Edman starts this season 11 at second base, 6 at third, 7 in left, and 1 in center. A very versatile player, which reminds me, Kike Hernandez will be coming back in the next homestand. Another versatile player. So 2-2 the count to Edman. Peralta's now thrown 30 pitches. Pitch is swung on and fouled away. Tommy Edman was a key performer for the Dodgers down the stretch last year in the playoffs and into the World Series. And he joins the team late now due to injuries this season. And he's back, and he has really been delivering, hitting .330, 2 home runs and 17 ribbies. The 2-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. Meanwhile, Peralta keeps racking up his pitch count, getting higher with all these foul balls. There's a swing and a miss, and he strikes out Edman. That's his first strikeout on his 33rd pitch of the game. And up comes Kyle Tucker. Tucker, the last 2 games, he's 3 for 6, 2 home runs, 3 ribbies, and 2 walks. And again, the question remains, is this the new and improved Kyle Tucker? He's finally arrived, or is it just because he's facing the Mets? We'll find out when the Dodgers take on the Mariners Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday in Los Angeles. The pitch to Tucker is high for ball 1. Tucker in 98 games, hitting .241, 9 home runs, 51 ribbies. First time he's hit back-to-back home runs in a while. Here's a high fly ball. It's going to be an easy catch for Bo Bichette at third, and there's out number 2 for the Dodgers. So 2 outs now, and up comes Teoscar Hernandez, the left fielder. Santiago is in the chat. Welcome in. Let's go, Dodgers win. Santiago is ready to see a Dodger sweep in this game. As Peralta's thrown 35 pitches. The pitch on the way is taken for a strike. That to Hernandez. This season in 70 games, Teoscar has a .247 average, 8 home runs, 37 ribbies. Waiting in, and Peralta's wind up his pitch is taken outside for ball 1 on the fastball. So 2 outs in the second. Peralta's 3 pitches away from 40 pitches. There's a pitch low and in the dirt, a sweeper. 2-1 the count. Reason I bring up close to 40, that'll give him 20 an inning. Again, as I said earlier about Evan Sheehan, pitching in your 20s, an inning isn't going to keep you around very long. Swung on and missed. 2-2 count, especially with the way they handle pitchers and that 100 pitch limit in baseball today. So Peralta's 40th pitch, he's about to serve up right now to Hernandez. The count is 2-2. And here it comes. Swung on, and that'll be a base hit lined up the to left center. It'll be cut off nicely by Taylor, thrown in. Teoscar, oh, they got him. He should have slid. He went up standing up, didn't slide, and they threw him out. And that'll do it. So, for whatever reason, Teoscar chose not to slide, went standing up into second. Second baseman immediately caught that ball. Batty turned around and tagged him quickly, and that was it for Teoscar and the Dodgers in the second inning. The score after 1.5 from Citi Field. Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. And for the Mets, coming up, it'll be Taylor, who just threw that perfect strike to nail Hernandez, followed by Baty, and then Torrens, the catcher. So far in the game, the line looks Mets 1 run, 3 hits and no errors. Dodgers no runs, 2 hits and no errors. Well, that won't be an error by Teoscar Hernandez. It's one of those things I call a gaffe. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. Slid. He would have been safely at second, and who knows what would have happened after that coming to the plate with Alfonso. But in any event, the inning is over. Move on. Get Emmett Sheehan out there and try to do your best pitching to the next 3 Mets coming up in Taylor, Baty, and Torrens. And if anybody gets on, they go back to the top of the order to Ewing, who started the game hitting a double and later came around to score on Lindor, Francisco Lindor's single, making it 1-0, and that's where we're at right now. So looking back at the replay as to why Hernandez was caught, he did 4 little bitty baby steps just before he got there. And now they're showing a slow motion of that. And he may have very well been safe, as by the time he touched his toe down officially on the bag, the swipe came. So in any event, there was no challenge. It'll go as an out, but he technically did beat the throw, but he never should have put himself in that situation. So Tayron Taylor up there. The count is now 1-1 this season in 60 games, hitting .234, 7 home runs and 20 ribbies. And the 1-1 pitch on the way is high and inside, slider for ball 2. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Taylor. And the 2-1 pitch, way inside, that hit him. 93-mile-an-hour fastball, just near the chest, may have grazed his uniform. And off to first he goes. Let's take a look at what happened on that. Wow, don't know if that even hit him, but for whatever reason, he's on first, and he'll take it. And Sheehan's now thrown 28 pitches. Brent Baty coming up this season in 98 games, hitting .224, 6 home runs and 33 ribbies. With a man on base, it's taken for called strike 1 to Baty. The 0-1 pitch, very high. They're going to look over at third. They're going to say swing. So on his 30th pitch, a high pitch goes. They kind of look over to third base umpire and see that half swing was indeed a swing. And now the count is 1-1 to Baty. So 1 on, no outs. We're in the second inning. Mets leading 1-0. Sheehan throws over quickly to first base. Diving back is Taylor. Meanwhile, the count is 0-2 to Baty. Sheehan's thrown 30 pitches. Sheehan's pitch, a shot foul by Baty. Count remains 0-2, and Taylor was often running on that one. He'll have to go back to first. 0-2 the count to Batty. Mets leading 1-0. If you haven't voted in the chat, put your vote, let your voice be heard. It's 100% saying for the Dodgers will win it. Meanwhile, the Mets lead 1-0 on the scoreboard. 0-2 the count to Batty. Sheehan's thrown 31 pitches so far. 1 on, no outs. Looking to build on that 1-0 lead right now is Batty. Waiting on deck for the Mets is the catcher, Torrens. Beatty swings and misses, and down he goes. So Sheehan gets it together and strikes out, his 100th strikeout of the year, his first of the game. So now, with 1 out, 1 on, Sheehan's thrown 32 pitches, and he'll be facing Torrens, the catcher, coming up. Sheehan throws over to first, back diving is Taylor again. Emmett Sheehan, 10.2 Ks this season in 9 innings. This season in 63 games, Torrens is hitting .228, 2 home runs and 19 ribbies. The pitch is just, they're going to call that a strike. They're not going to challenge it. Dodgers are going to get away with it. That's a strike when it was really a ball. Let's see how this plays out. There's 1 out. That was an obvious ball. 0-1 the count. Swung on and missed. That is another ball. So this guy, he's 0-2 and he really should be 2-0. Meanwhile, the Mets are down to 1 challenge, so they can't go wasting challenges on checking pitches not this early in the game. You got to save those. So Taylor again away from first base. 0-2 count to Torrens. Ewing waiting on deck, the man that hit the double to start the game and came around to score. Let's see what happens here. Pitch is taken. They're going to say that no. Alfonso saying that it was tipped and umpire's not buying it. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nope. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to Torrens. 1 out. There's a swung on a high fly ball. Waiting there is Kyle Tucker in right to make the catch. And now there's 2 outs. 2 outs. In the second inning, Mets leading 1-0. And to the top of the batting order we go with Ewing. Ewing hit that double to start the game off with. It was later driven home on a single by Francisco Lindor, and that's where we're at, 1-0. In fact, Sheehan was very fortunate that the Mets didn't pile on a couple of more runs on him. He was able to pitch himself out of that jam. The pitch is taken outside on the changeup for ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Ewing. 2 outs, 1 on. Pitch is taken for called strike 1. Slider. Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. We're only in the second inning. Both pitchers are up on their pitching count. Sheehan's already thrown 38 pitches. Peralta's thrown 40. Here's the 39th pitch by Sheehan. No, he's going to go off the rubber and look over at Taylor at first, trying to keep him close there. Emmett Sheehan this season, 3rd worst in the National League with a 4.87. Here's a 1-1 pitch, swung on, and it's going to be caught by Hernandez in left, and that'll do it for the Mets. So Sheehan gets out just under the 40 pitch count. The score at the end of 2 complete innings in Citi Field, Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. And the Dodgers will now bring up Alfonso, the catcher, and then they go to the top of the order, Ohtani and then Pages. So after today's game, Dodgers have a travel day. They're off tomorrow. And then they're home, back entertaining the Seattle Mariners on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, the Boston Red Sox come to town, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, and then the dog days of August start to settle in. So, if last year, if you remember, the Dodgers kind of started to fizzle out at the end of July and then had a tough August they're starting out the season with. Today, they want to make sure they don't let that happen to them. Get a win here, close out the sweep against the Mets, and go in to take on the Mariners at home. So for Peralta, as I said, he pitched 40 pitches already in the first 2 innings. Now facing Alfonso. He's got 1 strikeout. Alfonso just about ready to get in the batter's box. We'll be back to live action momentarily. And now some Mets have started to chime in. Mets fans, they say 89% Dodgers will win. So good to see a good mixture here of Mets fans and Dodgers fans. The pitch on the way from Peralta to Alfonso is taken for a called strike 1 on the fastball. We're in the 3rd inning. Alfonso waiting in. The pitch swung on and fouled back and out of play. Count is now 0-2. So Rushing getting a well-deserved day off after catching on Friday and Saturday. Pitch is taken low and away with a changeup, so the count is now 1-2. Alfonso waits in. Peralta's 44th pitch on the way outside for ball 2 on the fastball. 2-2 count now to Alfonso. Mets leading 1-0 as we're in the 3rd. This is the inning the Dodgers came alive in yesterday and got 3 runs in. Let's see what they can do today. Swung on, and there's a high fly ball moving out there in right field, and it'll bounce fair and into the stand, so a ground rule double by Alfonso. So no sooner do I say, let's see what they can do here in this inning. We got Alfonso with a double, and up comes Ohtani, who hit a double in the 1st inning. And then he was stranded at 3rd base and didn't go any further. Let's see what he can do now. So that ball just hit inside the foul line and bouncing into the stands in foul territory. And Peralta now has a runner at 2nd to worry about. The pitch is high. They're going to look over at 3rd. Umpire is going to say no swing. So it's 1 ball, no strikes to Ohtani. We're in the 3rd inning. Pitch is swung on and missed on a fastball, high riding fastball. One of the toughest things they say for Major League Baseball players to lay off of is that high riding fastball out of the strike zone, just as Ohtani swung at it. So now the count is 1-1 to Ohtani. Swung on and missed again. This is another fastball, this one a little inside. So now the count is 1-2 to Ohtani. Alfonso leading off with a double. And now waiting at 2nd. This is the same thing that happened to Ohtani in the 1st inning. Swung on out of the strike zone again, a high riding fastball, and fouled away. So the count is now 1-2. And Peralta's next pitch will be his 50th pitch of the game. So what the Mets had hoped Peralta would go out there and put on a dazzling performance to increase his trade bait. There's a swing and a miss outside the strike zone, and down goes Ohtani again, not laying off the high riding fastball. Meanwhile, it's Peralta's 2nd strikeout of the game, and now there's 1 out with 1 on in the 3rd for the Dodgers, and up comes Pages. So Peralta. It's pitched to Pages. First ball swinging. A high foul ball coming out to catch it. The catcher looking just beyond his grasp out there in the stands. Torrens gave it a look and came up just a little short. So it'll be one strike. No balls. 0-1 count to Pages. Alfonso still waiting at second with that ground rule double. And now there's one out for the Dodgers. Waiting on deck, Freddie Freeman. The 0-1 pitch. It's way outside, swinging and missing as Pages. Wow. If the Dodgers had any discipline at all, I could already tell you in these just this inning alone, they'd have a couple of guys on with walks, or at least Ohtani would have walked. Pages would have a count in his favor instead of 0-2. One out. So Dodgers giving Peralta a lot of help, swinging at pitches outside the strike zone. The 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled away. That was in the strike zone. So the count remains 0-2. Pages hitting .265 this year. Way high and inside. Pages laying off of it. A little bit of a chin music there for him. On Peralta's 54th pitch, and the count is now 1-2. Alfonso still stranded at second, hitting that ground rule double to start this inning off of. As I said, the Dodgers wasted Ohtani's double to start the game with and left him at third. There's a pitch high and away out of the strike zone. Nice discipline there, not going after it. And the count is now 2-2 to Pages. Freddie Freeman on deck. Pitch is way high, ball 3. So now it's a 3-2 count to Pages. And now Pages is starting to feel, you know what? I think this guy's not on his game. He's out of the strike zone. I'm going to lay off swinging at these pitches and help him out and have him give me a walk. Let's see if it stands true right here, right now. I kind of just saw that way inside to Pages, and it's ball 4. So there's one way to make sure you don't swing at ill-advised pitches. Pitch it where you cannot possibly swing at it. Way inside, almost hitting him. And Pages is aboard with a walk. Suddenly now we got 2 on, 1 out, and up comes Freddie Freeman. So Freddie Freeman having a nice series against the Mets, checking in. Grounded out in his first at-bat. Hitting .298, 15 home runs. He had 3 hits yesterday. See if he can muster up one today. There's an outside for ball 1. And Peralta's really struggling trying to hit that strike zone. 58 pitches in. Pitch is way low and in the dirt. Ball 2 on the changeup. And I think the Dodgers have finally started to figure out he's having trouble. Don't swing. 59 pitches in. Peralta's 60th pitch. And he's averaging 20 pitches an inning, and he's only got 1 out in this inning. So he's going to go over that 20-pitch mark. Here's a swing and a miss. Actually, a swing and a foul, and it'll go back up and out of play. So the count will now be 2-1 on Peralta's 60th pitch of the game. Mets 1, Dodgers nothing. Mets got that double to lead off the game with by Ewing. He was later brought around on a base hit by Francisco Lindor, and that's how he scored, and that's where we're at right now in the third if you're joining us a little bit late. Other than that, it's been pitchers. There's a swing and a foul way out of the strike zone. This game is a tale of 2 pitchers trying to find the strike zone and the hitters trying to help them out by hitting pitches outside of the strike zone. So 2-2, it's happened on for both teams. Here's a swing and a miss at a pitch way. Oh, it's a foul ball. Okay, my bad. That one was foul, but that was way out of the strike zone. Freddie Freeman with a big laugh right now. That was way out of the strike zone. He hit it. In fact, Torrens had to raise his hand, fully extend it to try to catch that ball. That ball swung on and missed again by Freeman. Freeman made Peralta really start working hard in the first inning and got him off cue, throwing a lot of pitches, and Freeman now fouling off pitch after pitch again, making Peralta work even harder. 2-2 count to Freeman. We're in the third inning. 1 out, 2 on for the Dodgers. The pitch swung on out of the strike zone, but it's going to be lined in. It's going to go in the corner for a base hit, and rounding third and scoring easily is Alfonso. The Dodgers will tie this game up at 1-1, and over to second base goes Freddie Freeman, doing his own Freddie Freeman dance at second base. And Pages goes to third. So now there's runners at second and third, 1 out, and Peralta's thrown 64 pitches. And Muncy coming up. Muncy, a man who, I'm telling you, never test the heart of a champion or a big league player like Muncy. He struck out 4 times yesterday and went up there and whacked a shot in his first at-bat that was nearly a home run, just missing by a few feet. He later walked, and here he's coming up now. Now's the time for Muncy to silence the critics and put that 4 strikeout performance of yesterday behind him with a base hit right here and drive in 2 runs. Meanwhile, at second, Francisco Lindor, the shortstop, and Freddie Freeman having a couple of laughs. 1-1 tie. Dodgers just tying it up right now on the double by Freddie Freeman to left field, and Muncy to the plate with runners at second and third. The pitch way outside for ball 1. Changeup. So Muncy hitting .259, 20 home runs and 47 ribbies. Peralta, meanwhile, has thrown 65 pitches in this game. Pitches swung on and missed out of the strike zone. First strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. We're in the third inning. Dodgers just tying this game up 1-1 in the third. Meanwhile, Dodgers only have 1 out. They got 2 on. Pitches swung on out of the strike zone again. It'll be a 4-3 putout, but Pages comes in from third to score, and the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. So 2-1, Dodgers lead on the putout, the 4-3 by Muncy. So Muncy getting the full 5s in as he goes into the dugout, getting the RBI, along with Pages, who scored the run. And up comes Mookie Betts. Mookie 0 for 1, lined out in his first at-bat. Pitch is swung on and fouled away on the fastball. So it's 0-1. We're in the third inning. Moving over to third is Freddie Freeman, so he got a runner at third. And as high and wild as Peralta's been, let's see if he can pitch is taken high for a ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, Mookie at the plate. Dodgers 2, Mets 1. We're in the third inning. The pitch to Mookie. Swung on, and a high fly ball waiting out there in center field is Robert Jr., but coming in left field to catch it is Binge, and that'll do it. So the score after 2.5 innings in Citi Field in Queens, New York, Dodgers 2, Mets 1. Coming up for the Mets in the bottom of the third, it'll be Francisco Lindor, Bo Bichette, and Carson Binge trying to get back in this game now after trailing 2-1 after leading 1-0 to start the game. If the Dodgers can hold on to any part of this 2-1 lead and work on it and win it, they will yet again add another come from behind game. I think they're at 32 right now, the 33rd. So they lead the most in the major leagues in that department, and trying to build on that again. Let's see if Emmett Sheehan can settle himself down. He's been high also on his pitch count. I think he's got 40 pitches in 2 innings. 39 pitches in 2 innings. Just under 40. Just like Peralta, who was averaging 20. Now Peralta's gone over that 20 inning with just getting the Dodgers out. He's at 65 pitches already. So Francisco Lindor, he was the guy that drove home Ewing in the first inning. So he's got an RBI, base hit, RBI in his first plate appearance. Let's see what he can do now. Climbing in against Sheehan here in the third. The 40th pitch on the way from Sheehan is taken for called strike one. That was way out of the strike zone. So Dodgers getting a gift there. Lindor 1 for 1 with a single, hitting .228, 6 home runs, 17 ribbies. Up there right now, but he's got an 0-1 count. Dodgers 2, Mets 1 as we start the bottom of the third. Swung on and fouled away, and then now it's 0-2. Sheehan's got 1 strikeout in 2 innings. Bo Bichette waiting on deck. Owen to the count to Lindor. Sheehan to the windup. The pitch swung on and a high fly ball. Waiting there's Hernandez and left. He's got it for the out. So 1 out. We're in the third inning. Dodgers leading 2-1 versus the Mets. Mets jumped out to an early 1-0 lead in the first inning. And the Dodgers just got the lead back in the third. Third inning yesterday was a big inning. Dodgers got 3 runs in the third. Today they come back with 2 runs in the third. And up comes Bo Bichette, 1 for 1 with a single. Coming up. The pitch swung and missed, fouled back actually. 0-1 the count to Bo Bichette. Sheehan's got his 44th pitch on the way. There's a little number right down to the shortstop. Mookie Betts, chopper, cleans it. He throws over to Freeman in time for the out. 6-3 put out. Just like that, the Dodgers have 2 outs in the third inning, and Emmett Sheehan's only thrown 5 pitches. So that's what he's got to do to get himself right back on this track right here with his pitch count, since it was so out of whack. Get Binge right here in a quick 2 or 3 pitches, and he may stick around a little bit longer here. And Carson Binge comes in, 0 for 1, flying out in his first at-bat. Sheehan's 45th pitch on the way is taken for called strike one, a curveball. So, Braxton, welcome back in, Braxton. Sheehan, no, this is the pitcher who makes you lose the lead. What is Roberts thinking, man? He's been, let's see what he can do right here. The pitch is taken low. That from Braxton. Luckily for Sheehan, he's pitching against Peralta, who's been equally more wild than he has. So, Dodgers are very fortunate that the Mets didn't hurt him for more runs in that first inning. Sheehan put himself back on the, gathered it back and got him. There's a pitch out of the strike zone for ball 2. So 2-1 now to Binge. Emmett Sheehan, the Dodgers Sunday special pitcher out there. 2-1 count to Binge. The pitch way high and wild out of the strike zone, and now it's 3-1. So Sheehan was cruising along, getting his first 2 hitters out. Suddenly, Binge goes up there with a little bit of discipline, not going after pitches out of the strike zone, and suddenly it's 3-1 count right now. Waiting on deck is Palance, Jorge Palance, the designated hitter. Let's see what Carson Binge can do up here now. 3-1 count. Pitch swung on and fouled down the line. So Binge making Sheehan work a little bit more here. He's made him throw 5 pitches to himself alone. Sheehan only threw 5 pitches to the first 2 guys and got 2 outs. And suddenly, on Sheehan's 11th pitch of the inning, it'll be his 50th pitch of the game. It's a 3-2 count to Binge. Let's see what happens here. Hit or miss. The pitch, way low and in the dirt, he walked him. Okay, so any thought of getting a 1-2-3 easy inning, that goes out the window. So Sheehan's now thrown 50 pitches. 2 outs. We're in the 3rd inning for the Mets, trailing 2-1 to the Dodgers, but they got 1 on, and up comes Palance, Jorge Palance, the designated hitter. First pitch taken right down the middle for a fastball for strike 1. That's the pitch he needed to serve up to Binge 1 pitch ago. The 0-1 pitch. No, they're going to throw over to first. Diving back at first is Binge. 0-1 the count to Palance. Dodgers 2, Mets 1. We're in the 3rd inning. The fastball just missing. That's now 1-1. You're right, Braxton. He had a rough outing against the Phillies, indeed. No doubt about it. Trying to put it back together again here. Here's a pitch in the dirt. Changeup missing. 2-1. Yeah, Monday's performance. I wonder if that extra day off did anything to take him off. As I was saying earlier, he's been the normal Sunday pitcher. That they held him over to pitch on Monday. He was scheduled to initially pitch on Sunday. I wonder if that extra day of work might have thrown him off his normal routine. We don't know, but pitch on the way is high for ball 3 now. 3 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers just trying to hold it together until their pitchers get back. Three and 1 the count to Polanco. Pitch is taken for called strike 2. Curveball, nice pitch. Now it's a 3-2 count. 1 on, 2 outs. We're in the 3rd inning. 3-2 the count. 2-1 Dodgers lead in the game. Runner now taking a big lead and ready to roll with 2 outs and a 3-2 count. There's a shot, and it's foul along the right field line into the stands. Polanco unloading on that one, but foul. Three and 2 the count to Polanco. Sheehan has thrown 56 pitches. Edging up toward that 20 pitch again count in an inning. Here's a pitch. It's a high fly ball, but moving over is Pages in a hurry to make the catch. Moving to right center field nicely. Oh my, Pages can really motor on down. That's important to have a fast-moving center fielder, and he just demonstrated why right there. The score at the end of 3 complete innings, the Dodgers 2, the Mets 1, on a nice running catch by Pages to save that. save Sheehan and the Dodgers from any more damage there. So Emmett Sheehan hanging in there. He's bobbing and weaving. This is kind of like looking at when Rocky would go out there and just get pummeled with hits after hits, but just weathering the storm, trying to get to the next inning. Meanwhile, for the Dodgers, it'll be Tommy Edman, Kyle Tucker, and Teoscar Hernandez coming to the plate against the Mets' Peralta. Peralta has thrown 65 pitches already. See how long they keep him out there for. This was a game that the Mets really wanted him to perform well, and so they could package him up in a sweet trading deal, but it's not turning out that way. He's already thrown 70 pitches, 69. Yeah, 70 pitches in 3 innings. So possibly the Dodgers can chase him if they show a little bit of discipline at the plate, chase him in this 4th inning. Let's see. Edman, Tucker, and Hernandez. And if anybody gets on, it'll be the catcher Alfonso, who doubled in his first plate appearance, hit that ground rule double, and then later on came around to score for the Dodgers' first run, and that in the 3rd inning. Pitch on the way from Polanco is taken low on a slider for ball 1. Okay, here we go. Tommy Edman struck out his first time at bat, hitting .326. I have a feeling Edman isn't going to go out there free swinging and helping Peralta this time. There's a pitch swung on, and it'll bounce off fair, and it'll be a base hit. Let's see, he's going to stay. That ball hit the first base. It had to have. Let's see what happened there. Or did it hit the umpire as he's limping now? I think it did. Let's see a replay. What happened? Why did that ball take a wicked shot from Tommy Edman? It hits. Yes, it did hit the umpire. Hit him in the leg, and then it ricocheted sharply. And that was actually a break for the Mets, because if that ball doesn't hit the ump, that goes in the corner, and Tommy Edman is still running. Tommy Edman would be sliding at second base with a double. So the umpire being part of the game, a break for the Mets right there indeed. Peralta throws over to first to make sure Edman doesn't try to get a bigger lead off. And now to the plate is Kyle Tucker. We're in the 4th inning, 2-1 Dodgers lead. The pitch by Peralta is a changeup for ball 1 to Kyle Tucker. Dodgers 2, Mets 1. We're in the 4th. Kyle Tucker popped out in his first plate appearance. He's hit home runs. Had a home run on Friday, a home run yesterday. Pitch on the way, swung on, a little ground ball. Oh, booted by the first baseman. Young and going to first, uncontested, easily making it. It's a slow-footed running Tucker as he makes it to first. And the Dodgers have gotten one misfortunate break. Mets got a break when that ball hit the umpire and prevented Edman from getting a double. This ball booted by the first baseman Young, and now it allows Tucker to take first base. So now there's a runner at first and second. Dodgers lead 2-1. We're in the 4th inning, no outs, and up comes Hernandez. So some wacky things happening in this inning alone. Yesterday, the Mets failed to complete not 1 but 2 double plays in the 3rd inning, and that cost them dearly. And today, in this inning, in the 4th, it's a bit of a nightmare coming up. Peralta stopped running on that, and that helped Tucker get to first. The pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 2 to Hernandez. Peralta's pitch count is now up to 76. No outs, 2 on. 2-0 count to Hernandez. Pitch is taken for called strike 1, hitting the corner there in the fastball. Waiting on deck is Alfonso, and in the hole is Ohtani. 2-1 the count to Hernandez. 2 on. 2-1 Dodgers lead. We're in the fourth. Pitch swung on and missed by Hernandez. A big swing on the changeup. Missing it, making the count 2-2. Dodgers trying to sweep the Mets and go home a bunch of happy guys. They're 7-2 on this road trip already, trying to make it 8-2. Pitch swung on. There's a shot, base hit into right field, picked up there by Bench, thrown in, and the bases are now loaded. Wow. So Hernandez had that base running blunder thrown out, trying to stand up at second base with a double. He's got 2 hits nonetheless, 2 for 2. And up comes the catcher Alfonso, 1 for 1, who got that ground rule double for the Dodgers to start the scoring in the third inning. He's up there now to the plate. On Peralta's 80th pitch, taken low for ball 1 on the changeup. Bases loaded, nobody out. Only thing Dodgers can hope for now is that Alfonso doesn't get a hit into a double play. The 1-0 pitch taken outside for ball 2. Very good. You got Ohtani on deck. Love to see Ohtani come up here with the bases loaded. Let's see. Give him a chance, Alfonso. Just make Peralta throw pitch strikes. There's a swing and a miss. That was in the strike zone. So, okay, fouled away, actually. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Make Peralta throw strikes to you, Alfonso. Bases loaded. 4th inning. Dodgers 2, Mets 1. Peralta's 83rd pitch. Swung on, a ground ball hit sharply. It'll die at second base, but he'll throw over to first. He'll drop it. They still say he's out. He caught it. They're going to say he's out. Meanwhile, the runner, Edman, scores. So no matter what, it's 3-1 Dodgers lead. Dodgers now have a runner at second and third. That was a wacky play. So Dodgers get the run in and now lead 3-1. And up comes Ohtani with runners at second and third. Alfonso thrown out. Ohtani 1 for 2 with a double. He opened the game up with a double. Dodgers left him stranded at third base. There's a big swing and a miss on a changeup out of the strike zone. Ohtani looked really bad his last appearance up at the plate, swinging at high-riding fastballs way out of the strike zone. He struck out. Let's see if he can get it together now and drive home these 2 runs. 0-1, swinging again and missing. Big sweeping swing. 0-2 the count. Waiting on deck is Pages. Runners at second and third. The pitch way out of the strike zone. Changeup. Count is now 1-2. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Dodgers have come alive in the last 2 innings, scored 2 runs in the third, 1 here in the fourth, and a chance to get a couple of more. The 1-2 pitch swung on and missed, and down goes Ohtani, striking out for the 2nd straight time. That's the 3rd strikeout for Peralta, who's thrown 87 pitches already. And up comes Pages now. So was hoping for at least a scoring fly ball. That's not going to happen with 2 outs now. And the bullpen getting busy. Perez, the lefty for the Mets, throw in there. The 88th pitch is way high. Torrens has to stand up to catch that one. Fastball for ball 1. He's thrown 88 pitches, Peralta has. 1-0 count to Pages. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. We're in the 4th inning. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. It hits the black part of the plate. Strike. And now the batter is going to challenge that. I think he's going to lose that challenge. That just hit the, and he does lose the challenge. Okay, so Dodgers lose the challenge. Now they're down to their one challenge for the rest of the game, just like the Mets, who blew a challenge earlier. We're in the fourth inning. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Peralta's 90th pitch coming soon. Right now, in fact. Way outside, a sweeper for ball 2. So the Mets had hoped for a strong performance by Peralta, make him look good on the training block. That's not going to happen. You can kiss that goodbye. It's lucky that it's not actually worse. Only losing 3-1 at this point. Way inside for ball 3 on the fastball, 3-1. And many believe Peralta's going to be somewhere else no matter what. They were just hoping for a sweeter deal if he would have pitched stronger today. His 92nd pitch on the way is swung on and missed, and down goes. No, actually, it's 3-2. So Premature is striking out Paez. 3-2. Hold everything. 2 outs. 2 on. We're in the fourth inning, 3-1. The pitch on the way, swung on. There's a high fly ball, easily handled out there by Taylor in left. He's got it for the 3rd out, and that'll do it. Dodgers are done, but they score one more run in the fourth inning. The score after 3.5, Dodgers 3, Mets 1. You were right, Braxton. There was a big loss there. 2 strikeouts for Ohtani. He's got I don't know what it is, but he did hit that ball sharply in the first inning. He got a double out of it. He didn't score. Dodgers now leading 3-1. And Emmett Sheehan going out there. Emmett Sheehan started nicely in the 3rd inning, getting the first 2 guys out on 5 pitches, and then he went a little lopsided, allowed a few more pitches than he should have had thrown. And now for the Mets, it'll be Young, Taylor, and Batty coming up. Young, Taylor, and Petit, and if anybody gets on, Torrens, the catcher. Not Batty, Petit. Sorry about that. Petit. Got to say it right. Petit coming up. He'll be the 3rd hitter for the Mets in this inning. Once again, Dodgers have the day off tomorrow, travel day, going home to face the Mariners on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week coming up. And then they got the Boston Red Sox coming in on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's going to be a packed house. Red Sox fans usually show up in droves wherever the Red Sox are playing. They pack Anaheim Stadium there for when they play the Angels, and they'll be expected to show a lot of strong support facing the Dodgers over the weekend. You're right, Braxton. Dodgers have been free swinging, really helping out Peralta. He threw 93, 92 pitches, and if they had just laid off a lot of those, they'd have been balls. They could have chased him earlier. Here's a pitch by Sheehan for a strike right down the middle to Young on the fastball. Jared Young popped out in his first at-bat, facing Sheehan now for the 2nd time. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Mets jumped out to a quick 1-0 lead. And that slowly went away once the Dodgers started in the 3rd inning, got 2. In the 4th inning, they got 1. And that's where we're at now, 3-1. Sheehan to the windup in the 0-2 pitch. Taken for called strike 3, and down he goes. That's Sheehan's 2nd strikeout. If you're following the Jumbo Jack giveaway Dodgers pitchers need 5 more outs to give you that offer to have come true. 7 strikeouts in a game. Dodgers now have 2 strikeouts. Sheehan's thrown 60 pitches, and up comes Tyrone Taylor. Hit by a pitch in his last at-bat. The pitch is slider. Taken outside for ball 1. We're in the 4th inning. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Pitch swung on and missed by Taylor. Now it's 1-1. Swinging at a ball way out of the strike zone, helping out Sheehan. 1 out in the 4th inning. Just a little outside, a fastball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 1 the count to Taylor. Pitch on the way. Way outside. Fastball missing badly. 3-1. Three and 1 the count. The pitch swung on and missed. Way out of the strike zone. So Taylor returning the favor, helping out Sheehan. That would have been ball 4. Emmett Sheehan, born in Brooklyn, New York, 26 years ago. He's 26 years old, attended high school in the Bronx and Connecticut. Returning back to New York to face the Mets. 3-2 count to Taylor. 1 out, we're in the 4th. Dodgers leading 3-1. And here's his 66 pitch, swung on way outside of the strike zone for strikeout number 3 for Emmett Sheehan. So Taylor couldn't stand prosperity. He was given it on the silver platter, walks, and he didn't want it. He kept swinging at balls out of the strike zone, and just like that, it's 2 outs for the Mets. We're in the 4th inning. Sheehan's thrown 66 pitches, and up comes Batty. Pitch to Batty is taken for called strike 1. Brett Batty struck out in his previous plate appearance, is now 0-1 to Sheehan right now. 2 outs in the 4th. Swung on, and a high fly ball moving over as Muncy, coming as Hernandez. It's going to be back up into the stands and out of play. Oh and 2 the count. 2 outs, 4th inning. Way high, had to stand up Alfonso to catch that ball. And it's now 1-2. 69 pitches Sheehan's thrown. Let's see what he can do on his 70th pitch if he can get out of here right now. 1-2 count to Batty. He's already struck out once. Can he strike him out again? Swung. This will be in the dirt. Actually, he didn't swing on it. It was in the dirt and caromed out of there. 70 pitches Sheehan's thrown. 2-2 is the count now. We're in the 4th inning, 2 outs. What's Sheehan going to do in his 71st pitch right here? If he can get him out, he can come out for his 5th inning of work. The pitch is way outside of the strike zone, 3-2. Sheehan trying to be the pitcher of record, but he's got to get out of this inning and the next inning, and he's thrown 71 pitches. So if he's going to seriously want to do that, he's got to deliver right here, right now, before that pitch count gets too high. Way inside, he walked him. So he won't get out of here with a 1-2-3 inning. He's going to walk him. He's going to screw around, and Up comes Torrens, the catcher. Lewis Torrens, 0 for 1, flied out, hitting .227, 2 home runs and 19 ribbies. Checks in now with 1 on. And the tying run to the plate in Torrens. Mark Price, the pitching coach, keeping a close eye on him. The pitch is high, fastball for ball 1. No sign of any Dodger warming up in the bullpen yet. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled away. 0-2 now. So Sheehan has been quite fortunate that he's been given this many chances to continuously go out there due to the injuries in the starting rotation. If it were a regular starting rotation, he wouldn't be seeing this many starts as he's seen. Pitches way high and out of the strike zone for 1-2. Braxton is calling for it all along. What are you doing putting Sheehan out there? This pitcher makes you lose the lead, he said. Torrens, there's a pitch swung on and fouled away. 1-2. In the chat, we got a poll going. 94% say the Dodgers will win it. So either we're stacked with Dodger fans or a bunch of Met fans that have lost faith and hope in the Mets coming back from this 3-1 deficit. The tying run at the plate. The pitch taken low. They're going to check over to first. They're going to say no swing on the slider, and it's now 2-2. Meanwhile, Sheehan is up there at 77 pitches. Two balls, 2 strikes to Torrens. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. We're in the 4th inning. 2 outs, 1 on. Swung on out of the strike zone and fouled away. Dodgers 3, Mets 1 in the 4th. Swung on and fouled away again. Meanwhile, Sheehan's pitch count is up to 79. So if he can just get him out right here, right now, that'll be at the 80 pitch count. Then he can go out there in the 5th inning, try to become the pitcher of record. Let's see, what you gonna do, Sheehan? Swung on and missed, he got him. So he strikes out the side, but awkwardly striking it out, pitching a lot more pitches as we score at the end of 4 complete. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. And for the Dodgers, coming up in the 5th inning, it'll be Freeman, Muncy, and Betts. Welcome in, Ann. Ann is in the chat. Be sure to vote on the poll question, Ann. 95% say the Dodgers will win. Dodgers with a slim 3-1 lead. Let's take a look at what's happening around the league. White Sox tied 3-3 with the Astros, that in the 5th inning. Nationals 6-4 over the Diamondbacks in the 6th. Boston 3, Toronto 0, that's in the 6th. Boston coming to Los Angeles next weekend to take on the Dodgers. Pittsburgh 8-4 over the Cubs in the 6th. You are preaching to the choir, Braxton. You are right. You cannot trust Sheehan. But the Dodgers will let him go out there and try to be the pitcher of record. He's been very fortunate of the pitching injuries the Dodgers have had to be able to continuously go out there start after start. If not for the injuries they've had, he would be well back in the rotation, be a long reliever. So Freddie Freeman just about ready to come up to the plate. So that'll do it for Peralta. He's done. And up comes Perez. Perez in 34 games, 3-3 record, 5.35 ERA, 38 innings, 37 strikeouts, 16 walks, and 7 home runs allowed. Let's see what's he going to do to Freddie Freeman. Lefty on lefty action right here, right now. Swung on and missed by Freeman on the sinker, 0-1. Freddie Freeman, 1 for 2 with an RBI and a double. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. We're in the 5th inning. The slurve taken for, it's a ball, so 1-1 count. Perez looks in, gets the sign from Torrens behind the plate. The pitch swung on and missed. It's now 1-2. 3-1 Dodgers lead in the 5th inning. Mets led for up until the 3rd inning. Dodgers got 2, and then they came back with another one in the 4th. That's where we're at right now, 3-1. The 1-2 pitch swung on and fouled away on the fastball. So Perez, a 30-year-old, 6 foot, 175-pound pitcher out of Cuba, to the mound. Curveball taken for ball 2. The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and down goes Freddie Freeman on the sinker. And that's strikeout number 1 for Perez, the first hitter he faces, and up comes Max Muncy. Muncy had quite a tough game yesterday, striking out 4 times at the plate. Almost hit a home run in the 1st inning, just a few feet shy there of hitting the foul pole. And then he walked, and he's 0 for 1. Let's see if he can get him hit right here. The pitch on the way is outside the slurve for ball 1, just missing. So Muncy with a walk and an RBI. So he's turning things around slowly at the plate. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Slurve for ball 2. 2-0. One out in the 5th inning. 3-1 Dodgers lead. The 2-0 pitch taken for called strike 1. The slurve again. 86-mile-an-hour slurve. He's loving that pitch. That's his go-to pitch so far. In the first 2 hitters, he's been serving it up. 2-1 count to Muncy. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Curveball for 3-1. Perez, 5.35 ERA. Thank you, D-Rock. 3-1 count. And there's a strike on the slurve again. 3-2. Pitch is swung on and missed. And down he goes. That's a second strikeout for Perez. He's faced 2 batters and struck them both out. And up comes Mookie Betts to the plate. Mookie 0 for 2. First ball swinging, a high fly ball moving out there in center field, and whoa, go to the wall to catch it is Robert Jr., and that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 5th inning. They go out 1-2-3 by Perez, struck out 2 and got a long fly ball out there by Betts. The score after 4.5 from Citi Field, Dodgers 3, Mets 1. And for the Mets, it'll be Ewing, Lindor, and Bichette, top of the order. Let's see if Sheehan's allowed to go out there. He should be. He's pitched 80 pitches. Try to make him become the pitcher of record. I don't see anybody warming up in the Dodger bullpen, so I'm going to call it and say, yeah, he'll be out there. At least maybe with a little bit of a shorter leash. But he's allowed to go out, I'd say. The whip, there it is, thank you. D-Rock, whip 1.55 for Perez. So at least he got the Dodgers out in order. Peralta, Sheehan, I don't think Sheehan's got the Mets out once. No, he has not. He has not gotten them out in order. Came close, and then he just fell off of it. Peralta didn't do it against the Dodgers. That's why their pitch counts are so high. So Braxton's calling for the Dodgers to start using breadsticks up there swinging. That would be something. The Dodgers already leading the league. Let's see, Dodgers with a 38. 66 wins, 38 losses, the best in baseball, and already Braxton wants to send them up there with breadsticks. Okay, so thanks for the laugh, Braxton. 3-1 Dodgers lead. I just got the actual mental picture of that. That kind of looked like this right here. This little bat I have right here. So you can see it. There you go, a little breadstick. Here's a ground ball hit sharply down to Freddie Freeman. First ball swinging is Ewing, and there's 1 pitch and 1 out. That's what Sheehan needed right there. Let's see if he can put that together against 2 more hitters. So that was a little lazy ground ball hit over to Freddie Freeman for out number 1 in the 5th inning. And up comes Francisco Lindor. So Sheehan has flirted around with the idea of getting 3 men out in order. A couple of innings and just fell short of it. Here's a pitch taken for called strike 1, a curveball. Nicely breaks there. He's pitched 82 pitches. If he can get out of here with less than 10 pitches, maybe he'll be allowed to come back for the 6th inning. Let's see. The 0-1 pitch on the way. Swung on, a little check swing. He stumbles out of the batter's box. Once he picks it up, barehanded throws. Got him at first base. Nice play by Max Muncy. As he barehanded that ball, Lindor did stumble coming out of the batter's box, but that ball was ready to die on the grass, and Muncy wasted no time picking that up. So while Muncy's had a tough go at it this weekend here in Queens at the plate, he has more than made up for it with his glove. Just getting him at first. Nice stretch by Freddie Freeman, too. As D-Rock pointed out, it pays to have a nice, tall first baseman out there in Freddie Freeman. So 83 pitches by Sheehan this game, and he's only thrown like 3 in this inning. There's a pitch swung on and fouled away by Bichette. 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Back up into the stands. Bo Bichette 1 for 2 with a single in this game. We're in the 5th inning, 2 outs. Sheehan's 1 out away from being the pitcher of record and possibly getting a win. Let's see if he can do it. The 0-1 pitch, sway out of the strike zone, little check swing. So we got 23 votes in the chat. 96% say the Dodgers will win it. It's an 0-2 count to Sheehan. 0-2 count to Bichette. Pitch is low and in the dirt, a curveball for 1-2. Now Sheehan's thrown 86 pitches. Is he going to be allowed to go out there for the 6th inning if he can get the man out right now? That's Roberts' decision. The pitch swung on him. He finally did it. He got the Mets out in order, and that'll do it for the Mets in the 5th inning. The score after 5 complete innings at Citi Field, the Dodgers 3 and the Mets 1. So, Emmett Sheehan coming on late in the game, waking up late, getting the Mets out there, and that will be his 5th strikeout. He's given up 2 walks, 1 earned run, 3 hits in 5 innings of work. So, well, it wasn't the best, strongest performance. It got him through 5 innings. Let's see if Dave Roberts allows him to go out there again. Maybe with a short leash. I know he would. Somebody that he trusts, like a Yamamoto, definitely would get the chance. Let's see what happens in this one. So here's Logan coming in. He's got a big bet here. He had Shohei at 2+ total bases and Emmett at over 5.5 and Ks, and he got it. Emmett is at 5 Ks. He hasn't quite gotten that over that 5.5. Am I chilling? Well, we'll see what Dave Roberts puts the kibosh on that if he allows him to go out there in the 6th. But Ohtani got the double to start the game. He did go to 3rd. So, yeah, it looks like you won that one, that side of it. The other side, let's see here. I'm showing him with 5 strikeouts. Let me look at the latest. That is the latest stat total. And Perez is out there now for his 2nd inning of work, and he's facing Tommy Edman. We're in the 6th, 3-1 Dodgers lead. The pitch is taken low. Oh, they're going to call that a strike. That was way low in the strike zone. This umpire is all over the map with the strike zone. Meanwhile, it's 0-1 count to Tommy Edman. Nobody contesting anything. Pitch is swung on. There's a shot down to the shortstop to Lindor. He'll throw it to first for the out to Young. 6-3 put out, and there's 1 out just like that for the Dodgers. We're in the 6th inning. Dodgers 3, Mets 1, and up comes Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker homered on Friday, homered on Saturday. Let's see what he can do on Sunday at the plate. He's 0 for 2 thus far with a pop out and a fielder's choice. There was a little mix-up as to who was going to cover what, and that's how come Tucker got on first base. On that pitcher failed to cover first base. There's a pitch taken for called strike 1 on the slurve. That's Perez's favorite pitch right there, the slurve. He's been throwing it last inning and back to it again this inning. 16 pitches, Perez's pitch. There's a pitch low and in the dirt, the curveball, 1-1. Dodgers won 2 of 3 from the Yankees, 2 of 3 from the Phillies, and now they've won 2 against the Mets. So they've got 6 wins on this road trip, trying to go home 7-2. That's it. That's the goal, 7-2. A very successful road trip if they can do it. The pitch. So low. They're going to check over at 3rd. They're going to say no swing. Slurve. It's now 3-1. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. We're in the 6th inning. 1 out. Perez to the mound. The pitch swung on, fouled away by Tucker. Perez has now thrown 20 pitches. For a man that has an ERA of 5.35, he's done well in his 1 2/3 pitched here, and it'll be out right here to left fielder Taylor for out number 2. So now he's pitched 1 2/3 innings. 2 outs in the 6th for the Dodgers. And out comes Hernandez. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Mets led off this game with a double by Ewing, and Francisco Lindor drove him home. Looked like it was going to be a big inning. Here's a pitch taken way out of the strike zone, a slurve for ball 1. Mets had 2 men on, no outs, after leading 1-0, and that was it. Sheehan put the big kibosh on him. Somehow, some way, got out of that inning, and Mets haven't been heard from since. It's 3-1. Pitch is taken low and in the dirt. Meanwhile, for the Dodgers, they got 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and Jack Dreyer warming up in the bullpen. Can you believe that? I don't get how come he's getting so many chances. Meanwhile, 2 balls and no strikes. It's going to be taken a sinker low for ball 3, 3-0. Sheehan standing up, kind of almost looking at having some words with Pryor, saying, why you have Jack Dreyer going to ruin my game. There's a pitch taken for called strike 1 to Hernandez. And they're going to challenge. No, they're not going to challenge. If he did, that would have been ball 4. So it's 3-1 count. Don't swing, Hernandez. Let him pitch. He didn't swing, and he got a called for a strike on the slurve. 3-2. So Hernandez was robbed on that that pitch should have been ball 4. Then he didn't swing at the second one, and that's now strike 2. And now he's on the ropes at a 3-2 count. 2 outs in the 6th. What you gonna do, Hernandez? He doesn't swing, and he gets caught looking. Strike 3. Oh well. Hernandez is beside himself. He's not gonna. He is gonna challenge it, and he's gonna lose the challenge. And the Dodgers are out of challenges. Can you believe that? When he should have challenged, he didn't. When he shouldn't have challenged, he did, and the Dodgers lose. So this lose the challenge. That is the score now after 5.5. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Sheehan does not look like he's coming out, and it will be Jack Dreyer. There it is. There you go. You fixed it. As I said earlier in the game, the way the Dodgers been striking out, they should use baguette breadsticks. So Ohtani might hit a home run then. Yeah, Ohtani started out with that double to start the game, and then the Dodgers left him stranded at third base, didn't score in that first inning, and it looked like it was going to be a game of blown opportunities. And now Jack Dreyer is going to come out there and pitch. So the Dodgers were fortunate to survive 5 innings of Emmett Sheehan, and now they get Jack Dreyer to go out there. Can you believe that? Dave Roberts really testing it. I can only hope they're giving Dreyer so many chances so they can put him on the trade block and send him out of here. Jack Dreyer, 27-year-old, 6'2", 205-pounder out of Salt Lake City, Utah. And I understand why Emmett Sheehan's got so many opportunities to keep going out there and pitch because of the injuries. But why Jack Dreyer? Let's see if he can prove me wrong and shut me up right here and pitch a flawless inning and get the Mets out. Although it may just be what the doctor ordered, having him pitch against the Mets, and he'll be facing Binge, Polanco, and Young. So those will be the first 3 hitters he'll be facing. Lefty Jack Dreyer facing the heart of the order for the Mets. Dreyer in 41 games, 4-1 record, 2.83 ERA, 41 innings, 47 strikeouts, 10 walks, and 6 home runs allowed. So it must just be me looking at those stats why when I only see the worst of Dreyer. Let's see if he can put on a good performance here. First pitch is swung on and fouled away by Binge. So Dreyer is on a 12-game scoreless streak, 12 innings, I should say, 12 inning scoreless streak. But last inning, he left with a whole bunch of guys on base and was very lucky that Tanner Scott bailed him out. So there's some stats that are misleading, and that's one of them right there. He got out, he pitched one to one batter, got him out to end an inning, and then the next three he faced, he got a bases loaded, and Tanner Scott did a beautiful job of getting out of that inning. There's a slider missing for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. As D-Rock says, even a broken clock is correct twice a day. 2-1 count to Binge. The pitch in the dirt. Slider missing for ball 3. Three balls, 1 strike. Mets have 2 guys working out in the bullpen. Lefty and Raleigh and the right-hand pitcher. 3-1 count to Binge. Whoa, almost hit him for ball 4. So just like that, Dreyer walks the first guy he faces and puts him on base. Again, that cardinal rule of baseball. You don't want to let the leadoff guy on base, and particularly with a walk, and Dreyer breaks that rule. Okay, 1 on, no outs, tying run coming to the plate. How long are you going to stick with him, Dave Roberts? And up comes Jorge Polanco. 0 for 2, popped out. There's a pitch way out of the strike zone, and Alfonso's now going to go out to the mound and have a few words with his pitcher, see if he can give him some words of encouragement. It worked yesterday when Rushing was watching his pitcher struggle. He went out there and pumped him up and got him to get out of the inning. Let's see if Alfonso can do the same here. Dodgers 3, Mets 1. Emmett Sheehan's the pitcher of record, stands to win this game if Dreyer can somehow not blow it. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on. He walked the first guy he faced. The next pitch swung on and missed. On the fastball, the count is now 1-1. Jorge Polanco. One and one, pitch way high and out of the strike zone. Ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Swung on and missed in the dirt. Nice bailout. Polanco giving Dreyer, that would have been 3-1. Instead, it's 2-2 now. So the Red Sox are just about ready to win yet another game. They're surging and coming on. They'll be in Dodger Stadium over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the Red Hot Red Sox. So the 2-2 pitch on the way from Dreyer, way in the dirt, ball 3. He's all over the map. He's lucky Polanco swung at a pitch in the dirt. Otherwise, he'd walk 2 guys and have 2 on with no outs. Okay, so you walk the first guy, you got 1 on. Second guy, you got a 3-2 count. You've already thrown 10 pitches. The pitch swung on and a high fly ball. Polanco's going to slam the bat down as Hernandez will make the easy catch, and there's 1 out. So thank you very much, Jorge Polanco. As a whole bunch of boos now coming in from the stands at disgruntled Met fans, as there's 1 out now in the 6th inning. And up comes again the tying run to the plate. Robert Jr. now coming to the plate. And Pryor is now going to take the time to go out to the mound and have a few words prior to Robert Jr. coming up. So Robert Jr., who homered on Friday night, Dodgers, actually the Mets trying to see if he can relive that and tie this game up. Luis Robert career high games, 145. This in 2023, he's only played in 30 games this year. After playing in 145, over 100. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled away in the curveball. Absolutely right, D-Rock. Better to be lucky than good. And if you're good and lucky, it's even the best right there. There's a pitch swung on. No, he didn't swing. It's way high out of the strike zone. And the count is now 1-1. Robert Jr. pinch hitting right now for Young, the first baseman. Pitch in the dirt, slider missing. It's 2-1. Bouncing up to the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to Robert Jr., 1 out. We're in the 6th inning. Dreyer started this inning by walking the first man he faced, and Binge. There's a pitch taken for us, just hitting the black part of the plate for strike 2. So Jack Dreyer's 9 balls, 6 strikes, total of 15 pitches he's thrown. So on paper it looks good, but he walked the opening guy. Here we go. 2-2 pitch is low for ball 3, curveball. So 3-2 count again he goes. He went to it with the last hitter he faced in Polanco. 3-2. Let's see if Robert Jr. has a little discipline to stay off of Jack Dreyer pitch and take a walk. 3-2 count. 1 out. We're in the 6th inning. Dodgers leading 3-1, but they got a man on first. There's a swing and a foul ball on the curveball. Three and two the count to Robert Jr. Pinch hitting for Young. Pitch is swung on and fouled away again. Mets have 1 on, 1 out. They walked. Binge walked to start out this inning. He's got 2 walks today, does Binge. The 3-2 pitch to Robert, way high out of the strike zone, and Jack Dreyer's walked 2 guys. Can you believe that? 2 guys he's walked. He was lucky he didn't walk a 3rd guy in Polanco that he had struck out. Roberts has seen enough, and he's going out there to get him. I could have told you that starting from the start, as now Dave Roberts is coming out with a hook, and you called it D-Rock. D-Rock called it about, let's see, 5 minutes ago. D-Rock was ahead of it. He called it at 12:36, said hook, and now we're 12:42. So as we're involved in a pitching change, Dave Roberts going to the mound to get Jack Dreyer. Then they're going to brag, oh, he's not. Now he's pitched how many innings not allowing a run. So let's see. Evan Phillips will now be the guy coming in. So that'll be 2 on. Now they got the tying run at first base, and up comes Taylor to face, Evans will come in to face Taylor with 1 out in the 6th inning. Good thought right there Sheehan's rubbing off on him. I think it could be the other way around, but it was fitting that they put those two guys that struggle to one to relieve the other. Really want to see what's going to happen to Sheehan when they get all their normal pitchers back and they're back at full strength. If and when, hopefully, that happens. What do they do with Sheehan? Does he go to the bullpen? Do they put him on his trade bait? What happens with him? But for Dreyer, like I said, he got really rocked hard in June. And then in July, they were talking about how he's managed to pitch 12 scoreless innings, not allowing a run. But in any event, Evan Phillips pitched well yesterday. Now trying to duplicate the action again today. Promotional bobblehead, July 29th, Wednesday against the Mariners. It'll be Edwin Diaz bobblehead. So will Edwin Diaz bobblehead make an appearance before Edwin Diaz does? That is yet to be seen. So Dreyer walks 2, gets 1 out, and up comes Evan Phillips now to pitch. He's 0-1 record, 6.0 ERA. In 6 innings of work, 8 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 home runs allowed. So you might, let's see. Here it comes Tyrone Taylor, 0-for-1, hit by a pitch. The tying run is now at first base, by the way. It's 3-1. Pitch is taken for called strike 1. The way Dave Roberts is out there managing, you would swear Dodgers were leading 10-1. Instead, it's only 3-1. Putting in Jack Dreyer in there. Mets on first and second, pitches low and outside the sweeper for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Taylor. Phillips looks over at Binge at second. The throw to the plate, swung on, and a high fly ball. Phillips not even turning around to look, and it's gone. Well, how do you do? Just like that, a 3-run shot, and the Mets take the lead over the Dodgers, 4-3. In fact, as soon as Evan Phillips served up that pitch, he didn't even bother turning around. He knew it was gone, and the Mets suddenly got new life in their step, leading 4-3. The good thing is the Dodgers have 3 more innings to come back and face the catastrophe that Jack Dreyer left out there with the 2 walks. Emmett Sheehan have not shown him, as all his hard work of bobbing and weaving and bobbing through 82 pitches. Now they show Sheehan just chewing gum, looking out there motionless, as he cannot win this game, will have nothing to do with it. The losing pitcher at this point will be Jack Dreyer. And the score is now 4-3. First pitch on the way to Batty is taken for ball 1. And the Met fans are alive and well as Evan Phillips' pitch is on the way for strike 2. And the sweeper. So Beatty walked. And now the Dodgers will really have to come from behind. Trailing 1-0, they came back and scored and took a 3-1 lead. Now they're down 4-3. The 2-1 count. And the Dodgers are going to challenge. I thought they were out of challenges. They're out of challenges. What are they doing? In fact, they just realized that. Challenge denied. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Dodgers losing track of how many challenges they have, and first time I've seen that where they try to challenge something they don't have a challenge in the bank of. Luckily, it's not like in basketball where you'd be assessed a technical foul for calling a timeout if you don't have one. Meanwhile, 2-1, the score is a ground ball hit sharply down to the second baseman. Edman throws over to first base to Freeman for the out. So now there's 2 outs in the 6th inning. So in the Mets, it's all smiles in their dugout on that big home run there. So with 2 outs, pitch on the way to Torrens is taken for ball 1. So Taylor, the big hero for the Mets as it stands, a 3-run shot, taking the 4-3 lead. Pitch on the way is taken for strike 2, fouled away. It's 0-2 now. 0-2 the count. The Sheehan curse. I told he looks to lose the read. There's a swung on and missed, and down goes Torrens, but not before the Mets hit a 3-run shot. Thanks to 2 walks by Jack Dreyer, they lead 4-3 after 6 complete innings in New York. And for the Dodgers, who desperately now got to try to come back and take this lead, they'll have Alfonso, Ohtani, and Pages. The only silver lining you can have if you're a Dodger fan or a Dodger at this point is at least Jack Dreyer is not going to come back in the game and blow the lead if they do get it. So as we go to the 7th inning, Alfonso, Taylor, and Pages, and if anybody gets on, Freddie Freeman. Sheehan is in AAA now. Braxton's already sent him off to AAA. Book another seat on that plane for Jack Dreyer also, Braxton. Yeah, I think so, D-Rock. Braxton's been right on in the last 2 chats he's been on. And the Dodgers now got to come from behind in this game if they're going to do it. And meanwhile, the Mets are sending out their rally. Let's see. Left-hand pitcher will be facing Miguel Rojas. Miguel Rojas makes an appearance. He'll be hitting for Alfonso, and then Rushing will no doubt stay in the game. So Brooks Raley out now to pitch. He's got a 2.15 ERA, 4.4-5 record, 38 strikeouts, and up comes Miguel Rojas. Ohtani on deck. Rojas in 69 games hitting .286, 3 home runs, 18 ribbies. Waiting in against Raleigh. The pitch. Swung on a high fly ball, but waiting there is the left fielder. He's got it in Taylor for the out. So 1 out in the 7th. First ball swinging, Miguel Rojas is out of there, and up comes Ohtani. 1 for 3. It got a double to start the game, was left stranded at third base. Dodgers had Ohtani at second with nobody out and failed to bring him home. First pitch is taken for called strike 1 on the cutter. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on, lunged for, a little pop-up, coming in fast is Ewing to make the catch in center field. So 2 outs now for the Dodgers. As Ewing hustling in to make that catch. And only 3 pitches by Raleigh, and he's got 2 Dodgers outs. Hate to think the Dodgers are just going up there free swinging, trying to get out of this game and go hop on that plane and go home, leading and winning 3 all three series, finishing up the road trip at 6-3. 7-2 would be much better. But let's see if they have it in them. With 2 outs, up comes Pages. Do the Dodgers have another rally left in them? Swung on and missed by Pages for strike 1. Pitch is taken for called strike 2. Oh and 2 the count to Pages. 2 outs in the 7th. 4-3 Mets lead. Pitch is way high and out of the strike zone. Vesia now warming up in the bullpen along with Will Klein. Why Roberts didn't go to those 2 guys before Jack Dreyer, I don't know. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. And down go the Dodgers as Pages strikes out. And that'll do it for the Dodgers in the 7th inning. The 7th inning stretch comes up with the score. Mets 4, Dodgers 3. I'll be right back after this short timeout.
In the beaches we gather, excitement on fire. Dodgers on the field, hearts soaring higher. Never lost in the moment, roller at the game. Broadcasting the thrill, it will never be the same. For every home run, we rise and we cheer. Dodgers play on, bring someone near. To the game, in the track in the bad. Dodgers in the zone, can you believe that? Every pitch count, gonna make it last. Chase the victory, only pitching in the past. Get to the stand, sing loud and proud. Never lost over, we stand for the crowd. Broadcast we live, supposed to score. Everyone the champs, we always want more. Dodgers rise under the California sun. Baseball dreams, we play until we won. Dodgers rise under the California sun.
Okay, so now, bottom of the 7th inning. Will Klein gets the call. He'll be facing the top of the order for the Mets in Ewing. Lindor and Bo Bichette. It was Ewing that started this game out with a double. Francisco Lindor got a base hit and drove him home. It was 1-0 at that point. Mets were cruising into the 3rd inning with a 1-0 lead. Dodgers then scored 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and it was like that for a while. 3-1 Dodgers lead, and then the bottom of the 6th happened. And that's when Jack Dreyer walked the first 2 guys, walked a hitter, got one guy out, walked another hitter, and then a 3-1 crash, 3-run home run. They brought in Evan Phillips. He was the one that gave up the 3-run homer, but those 2 walks by Jack Dreyer really crippled the Dodgers, and that's why they trail now 4-3. But Will Klein's in there now. See if he can shut down the Mets, and then give a little bit of hope for the Dodgers as they're down to their last 6 outs. I don't think you have to worry about that, Braxton, when the World Series, by the time the playoffs come, Sheehan will be well buried. He won't get a start. They're going to really go to a short pitching rotation, as they always do, 4-man or so for the series. Right now, Dodgers have a 6-man rotation, still trying to keep that going. Okay, here's the first pitch on the way. It's in the dirt, bouncing up there for ball 1 and a curve that misses badly. So it's 1 ball, no strikes. A.J. Ewing, 1 for 3 today, hitting .264. The 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. Ewing going for the fences on that one. On the fastball. So the count is now 1-1. Pitch is fastball missing for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Curveball missing for ball 3. 3 balls and 1 strike. Francisco Lindor on deck. Klein's pitch way low and walked him. So I called earlier for Roberts. Why didn't he bring in Klein or Vesia instead of Dreyer? And here goes Klein walking the first guy just like Dreyer did. So no matter what Roberts was going to do, he's going to be doomed, whether he went with Klein or Dreyer. As far as walking the opening guy that you face, and up comes Francisco Lindor, left-hand hitter. Let's see if they can shoot 2 here. 1 for 3 with an RBI and a single, brought home Ewing to start the game. Pitch is low for ball 1. Pitches. No, you throw over to first base. Welcome into the chat, Robert. Good to see you. Nice comment. Don't blame Sheehan. He says Dodgers averaging 4 runs against this suck Mets. There's a pitch. Ball's going to go down the line and foul. Just foul by Lindor. Must be a rule for them not to go past 4 runs. They got 4 runs in the Friday game to win it. And they got 4 runs yesterday to win it. 4-2 on Friday. 4-3 yesterday. And Dodgers now trail 4-3. So 1-1 the count to Lindor. 1 on, walked. Will Klein walked the opening guy, Ewing. And now he's pitching to Lindor. The pitch on the way, swung on, and there's a little ground ball. Nicely played by Freeman. He drops his glove. He tagged the base. Never seen anything like that. The ball, he lost his glove, but he was on first base, threw sharply over to second, not nearly in time. Let's look at that replay. It was a hot shot. He tried to pick it up. He couldn't. He lost the glove. He touched first base, threw over to second to Mookie, and nice job by Freddie Freeman to keep composure and not panic and get the out at first base. So that out will be recorded as a 3 put out, ground out, fielder's choice. Bo Bichette now comes up there, 1 for 3, 7th inning. Mets 4, Dodgers 3. We're in the 7th inning with 1 out. And a 1-0 count to Bichette. Pitch is way out in the dirt. Nice play by Rushing to backhand that, to save that from going back to the backstop. So 2 balls and no strikes. Two balls, no strikes. Dodgers trailing 4-3 to the Mets on that 3-run home by Taylor in the 6th. This ball is taken for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. 7th inning, Mets came alive with that 3-run shot with 2 men on that were walked. There's a little ground nubbler hit down to Muncy. What's he going to do? He's going to let it go, stay fair. He really couldn't have gotten Bichette at first. And now the Dodgers have runners on the corners to worry about it with the Mets. Mets have a runner at third, runner at first, and 1 out. So Klein is finding himself in a whirl of trouble, only 12 pitches. And that's what happens when you walk the lead guy. That's why it's so important to get that lead guy that you face. And up comes Carson Benj. He's 0 for 1, 2 walks and a run scored. We're in the 7th, 1 out. Pitch taken for a called strike 1 on the sweeper. Nice pitch. 0-1 count to Benj. We're in the 7th, 2 on. Mets 4, Dodgers 3. Klein shaking off a pitch from Rushing. Now he settles on one. Pitch is way inside. It gets all the way away from Rushing, and in comes another Met to score. So what will that be? Pass ball, wild pitch? Let's see. Meanwhile, it's 5-3 Mets. Runner that was at first moves over to second. I think that'll be a, let's see. No word how that's scored yet. Pitch is low, nicely caught by Rushing there. 2-1 the count. That was horrible. You got that right, Braxton. Never did get an official word. Was that a wild pitch or was that a pass ball? Could go either way, really. Meanwhile, in the Mets bullpen, they got Luke Weaver, right-hand pitcher. Maybe that will be the Dodgers' answer to getting some runs on the here. 3-1 count. Fastball, it hits for 3-2, a strike. So Mets now have a 5-3 lead. Swung on and fouled away by Benj. Waiting on deck is Polance, the DH. Still 1 out in the 7th inning. Three into the count. The pitch swung on and missed, and Klein strikes him out. And that will be his first strikeout of the game. So if you're keeping track of the Jumbo Jack promotion, Jumbo Jacks for everybody on the 7th strikeout the Dodgers get. Will Klein's first right there, and go to any participating Jack in the Box tomorrow and buy a large drink and get that free Jumbo Jack. First pitch swung on and fouled away. Rushing throws, looking back, and nope, out of play. So 0-1 the count to Polanco. Runner at second base, 2 outs now in the 7th inning. The Mets pushed home another run, lead now 5-3. Dodgers are down to their last 6 outs. But hopefully there's hope on the way with Weaver coming to the mound. Will he be their answer to runs scored? 2 outs. Pitch is swung on and fouled away. It'll now be 0-2 here in the 7th. To the count to Polanco. 7th inning, Mets 5, Dodgers 3. 2 outs. Pitch is in the dirt, bounces out to the plate, a curveball missing. So it's now 1-2. The pitch, it's low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Klein's thrown 23 pitches so far in this inning alone. 2 outs. Pitch is way inside for ball 3, and he's on the verge of walking another man. Simmons waiting on deck. Pitch is way inside to Polanco for ball 4, and Klein has walked his second guy of the inning. So now we've got runners at first and second, and up comes Simmons. Simmons, a late place into the game, now playing second base. Came in on that little shift around when they had Taylor go in there and pinch hit the home run. And that's when it was 4-3. Now it's 5-3 in the Mets' favor, and up comes Marcus Simmons. He'd played second base the last 2 games. Pitch on the way is way outside for ball 1 on the sweeper. Looks like Klein is running out of gas here. He's only thrown 26 pitches, and he's thrown 15 balls, 11 walks, 26 total. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Pitch is a high fly ball. This one's deep and way back. Back goes Hernandez. It's gone. Forget all about it. And that is going to seal the Dodgers' fate right there. 8-3 on a 3-run shot. Can you believe that? So Evan Phillips gives up a 3-run home run. That because Dreyer walked 2 guys on. That was Taylor that hit that. And now Klein goes out there, walks a couple of guys, and boom, Simmons comes off and hits a 3-run home run himself. Suddenly, these Mets have turned into the amazing Mets the last 2 innings, scoring 3 runs in the 6th and 4 in the 7th. The amazing Mets, back to 1969 we go, and the Mets now lead 8-3. The pitch to Taylor is outside again for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Tayron Taylor hit that 3-run shot to make this game 4-3, but that was a while ago. Mets have sunk. There's a ground ball hit sharply to Betts, throws across to Freddie Freeman in time for the 3rd out. But the damage has more than been done. And if there was any hope for the Dodgers to come back, a hope and a prayer, that his ship has sailed. And now there's Patricia in here. Patricia Jones signs in saying Dodgers bullpen sucks, trade them all, and start over. Very sad. Could not echo that sentiment more. As I knew it when they went to Jack Dreyer, I said it. You can go back on everything I say can't get away from it like you could on normal radio, and everything's here on the YouTube. I said it. Why are they going to Dreyer? They brought him in. He walked 2 guys. Roberts went out to get him. Evan Phillips then serves up a 3-run shot. And then the cardinal sin, as I said before, don't walk the opening guy. Klein did it. Dreyer did it. In both innings, the Dodgers get rocked for 3 runs in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, and that's all she wrote. And the score is now 8-3. And in comes Luke Weaver replacing Raleigh for the Mets. And Freddie Freeman will be facing him. So, for the Dodgers, it'll be Freddie Freeman leading off, followed by Max Muncy and Mookie Betts, the heart of the Dodger order, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. But with an 8-3 deficit, that might be scaling Mount Everest. But then again, maybe the Mets bullpen will start to suck. Maybe there's a little bit of Klein and Jack Dreyer in their bullpen as well. Let's see if the Dodgers can bring it out. Meanwhile, 92% say Dodgers will win. They still haven't given up. The Met fans have packed up. Maybe they'll start to pack in now to the vote, scale it the other way. Tough day to be a Dodger. But the Dodgers have won the series already, winning the first 2 games. And if everything stands out the way it'll be, they'll finish this road trip up at 6 wins and 3 losses, 6-3. So that's considered a successful road trip. They were on the brink of having a 7-2 road trip. Luke Weaver comes in, 39 games, 2-1 record, 1.98 ERA, 43 strikeouts in 41 innings, 11 walks, 3 home runs given up. So he comes in with all these decorative, impressive numbers, and he's got 6 outs to get. In this inning, he's got 3, facing the heart of the Dodger order and Freddie Freeman. So Freeman steps in, and the pitch on the way. Taken for strike 1. Freddie Freeman 1 for 3 with an RBI and a double. The pitch is way high and out of the strike zone, and the fastball missing badly. For ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Luke Weaver, 32-year-old, 6'2", 180-pounder out of DeLand, Florida. 32, he looks like he's 22. Pitch on the way is low and a changeup for ball 2. Two balls and 1 strike to Freeman. Pitch is high and just missing for ball 3. Waiting on deck, Max Muncy. 3-1 the count to Freddie Freeman. Let's see if he's going to make Weaver throw a strike. He should. And he does. And he does make him throw one, and he does throw a strike. So 3-2. So nice job, Freddie. At least you got to check it out, see what you got. Now you got to buckle in and see if you can get a hit here. 3-2 full count. The pitch on the way to Freddie Freeman is a ground ball hit sharply. Base. Oh, what a nice stop by Simmons. Diving, but he cannot get up and throw Freddie Freeman out. He gave all he had to make the stop, and Freeman's aboard with a base hit. So it was a nice play for Simmons to really lunge at it, stop it, but he realized, nope, not going to get a guy who moves fairly well from the left-hand batter's box out. And so there's 1 on, no outs, and up comes Max Muncy. Remember, he struck out 4 times yesterday, struck out once today, trying to make amends. He played one beautiful fielding play earlier. So let's see what he can do. First pitch is taken for ball 1 on the changeup. It all starts with a hit, and Freddie Freeman did just that. We're in the 8th inning. 8-3, Mets lead over the Dodgers. First, there's a pitch high fly ball. Waiting there is Ewing in center field. He's there. He's got it for out number 1. So 1 out for the Dodgers, down to their last 5 outs. Freddie Freeman remains at first, and up comes Mookie Betts. This will tell me right here, is Mookie going to be first ball swinging, trying to get on out of here, hop on that Dodger plane, or is he going to be disciplined and make Weaver work? Let's see what he does. 0 for 3 is Mookie. Weaver's thrown 8 pitches. Make him work. The pitch. Swung on. First ball swinging. A high fly ball caught there by left fielder for out number 2. Taylor catching that. So there's 2 outs in the 8th. So that answered my question. And up comes Tommy Edman. So Weaver has gotten 2 outs, faced 3 guys. He's only pitched 9 pitches. Tommy Edman 1 for 3 with a single and a run, hitting .330. Let's see what he's going to do at the plate. First ball swinging. He's going to make Weaver work. He makes him work, and it's a strike. Strike 1. So 0-1 the count. Charlie Barnes warming up in the Dodger bullpen right now. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled away at the plate. It's 0-2 count. Mets 8, Dodgers 3. 2 3-run home runs by the Mets, and that's all she wrote. Taylor hit one. Being a pinch hitter, coming off the bench to do it. And then Simmons hit one. That one in the 7th. 3 for the Mets in the 6th, 4 in the 7th, and that's where we're at, 8-3 after the Mets led 1-0. So 0-2 the count to Edman. 2 outs, 1 on. There's a ground foul down the first baseline on the changeup. So win, lose, or draw, Dodgers hopping on that plane tonight and heading on home to face the Mariners on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Tomorrow's a travel day, so they got the day off. Can reflect on what might have been had there been no Jack Dreyer. There's 0-2 pitch, swung on. There's a ground ball hit sharply, base hit into right field, and there's 2 men on. 2 on, 2 outs. So the Dodgers not saying die yet. And up comes Kyle Tucker. Tucker hit a home run on Friday, a home run yesterday. If he can hit a home run now, hey, this game is looking at 8-6. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Right now he's 0-3, flew out in his last at-bat in the 6th. So with 2 on, 2 outs, up comes Tucker facing Weaver. Make them work at the pitch on the mound. Make them throw pitches. 13 pitches Weaver's thrown. And now Torrens will come out to the mound and have a few words with Weaver about how they should pitch to Tucker. So Emmett Sheehan stood to win the game. He was the pitcher of record going into the 6th inning. His work was done. They brought out Jack Dreyer to try to save and hold on to the lead. He walks 2 guys. They take Dreyer out of the game, and Evan Phillips comes in and promptly gives up a 3-run homer, and that made it 4-3 at that time. Pitch on the way is taken low for ball 1. So Emmett Sheehan lost a chance of getting a win here. But when you go out in the 5th inning and you pitched a lot of pitches, had Sheehan pitched a little better, he could have pitched a little longer into this game. He's got no one to blame but himself in not pitching better. There's a pitch foul, but still when you lead, even with a 2-run lead, you should expect your bullpen to hold on to it. So there's both cases of how to look at this. 1-1 the count to Tucker. 2 outs, 2 on. We're in the 8th inning. You need a home run from Tucker right here or a hit up the alley. Let's see what you're going to do, Tucker. 1-1. Weaver's pitch swung on and fouled away. One ball, 2 strikes. So Dodgers, if they can get some kind of a runs here, maybe 2 runs, 3 runs, make it a little bit easier going into the 9th inning. Pitch hits Tucker. Oh my, bases are loaded now. And up comes Teoscar Hernandez. So with the bases loaded, suddenly this got a little bit more interesting here, as that ball just hit Tucker on the elbow. And now we're going to have a pitching change. Mets coming out of the dugout. Let's see what they're going to do here. With the bases loaded, 2 outs, and Teoscar Hernandez coming to the plate. Hernandez is 2 for 3. Remember, he hit that double single. He tried to leg it into a double standing up, got thrown out at second. Then he promptly hit a base hit after that. So he's 2 for 3 in this game. He struck out. So another base hit, please. Get some runs. Get anything you can in this inning to make it a little bit easier on you in the 9th inning. So Teoscar only has 8 home runs, so he could be due. Freeman at third, Edman at second, Tucker at first. 2 outs for the Dodgers. Weaver looking a little shaky now. Remember, he had only thrown 9 pitches, had 2 outs. Suddenly, Dodgers started to get a little wise and make him work. That was Tommy Edman that made him work and throw some pitches. And then suddenly, things have changed a little bit in their favor. Let's see if they can get some runs in right now. Pitch on the way to Hernandez. Swung on and missed. A cutter for 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Devin Williams begins a throw in the bullpen for the Mets. 8-3, Mets leading in the 8th. Dodgers down to their last 4 outs, but the bases are loaded right now with 2 outs, and Hernandez to the plate. The 0-1 pitch to Hernandez. Low and away, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. Hernandez waiting up there. 2 outs, bases loaded. What you gonna do, Hernandez? Pitch is taken for called strike 2. Just hitting the black part of the plate on Weaver's 20th pitch of the inning. So Hernandez was kind of robbed on his last at-bat when he struck out because he had ball 4 that was horribly called by the ump. And then they called that a strike. The next pitch he let go was a strike. There's a pitch in the dirt, and now it's 2-2 and a changeup. Never say die, Dodgers. They lead the league and come from behind victories for a reason. Nicely stopped by Torrens from the ball getting past him. Bases loaded. Two and 2 count to Hernandez. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. There's a little nubber hit down to the first base. Pitcher throws. Oh, what a play by Weaver as he caught that ball coming off, falling down, throwing just ahead of Hernandez to get him. And that will do it for the Dodgers. It was a little nubber hit him where they ain't, and Weaver just stretched, one hopped through and nailed him at first base on the lunge play by the first baseman to get him. And that is all she wrote for the Dodgers in the 9th inning. In the 8th inning, check that. So the Dodgers huff and they puff and they don't get anything in that 8th. They make a lot of noise, take up a lot of time, and that'll do it. The score remains after 7.5. Dodgers trail the Mets 8-3 as we move to the bottom of the 8th inning. So for the Dodgers, it'll be Barnes going out there to pitch. The left-hand pitcher Barnes will be facing Batty, Torrens, the catcher, and Ewing, the top of the order, the center fielder. So, well, it was entertaining and kept me on the edge of the seat. What a play by Weaver. That was a big league play to nail Hernandez, who was giving it his all, running hard at first base to just get him out. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If he only would have legged that out, this inning would still be going and be uncertainty in the air. So with an 8-3 lead, we move into the bottom of the 8th inning. Batty will be facing Barnes. the line on this game, check this line out here. Mets, 8 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error. The Dodgers, 3 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Mets only have 6 hits, and they got 8 runs. Dodgers have 8 hits and only 3 runs. So talk about getting the maximum out of the minimum, and Mets have done just that with cranking 2 3-run homers. Meanwhile, the pitch on the way by Barnes is outside, missing with a sinker for ball 1 to Brett Baty. Baty 0 for 2 with a walk. Pitches, check swing. They're going to check at first. They're going to say at third. They're going to say swing. So it's now a 1-1 count. Charlie Barnes, 4 games, 0-1 record, 7.5 ERA in 12 innings of work. 4 strikeouts, 6 walks. Pitch on the way is outside. So Roberts is really just emptying out the bullpen now, sending out Barnes out there. Patricia had it right when she was ripping on the Dodgers bullpen earlier. She said, Dodgers bullpen sucks, trade them all and start over. Well, the trade deadline's coming up on August 3rd. So let's see what the Dodgers do. A lot of talk about them getting another starter in Skubal. The 2-2 pitch is taken low for ball 3. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. If Patricia was in charge, she'd run them all out of here and start anew. So 3-2 the count. The pitch on the way to Baty is taken for called strike 3. So nice job, Barnes. Comes in, strikes out the opening guy. Unlike Klein, who walked the opening guy. Unlike Jack Dreyer, who walked the opening guy. So Barnes, 6 pitches, 1 out, strikes out the guy, strikes out Baty, and up comes Torrens, the catcher, who's 0 for 3 today. Pitch is taken for called strike 1. Luis Torrens, 0 for 3, a fly out and 2 strikes. 2 strikeouts. Here's a pitch. It's changeup for missing ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Dodgers down to their last 3 outs in the 9th inning. The pitch on the way, swung on, and a shot lined right to Hernandez in left field for out number 2. So Braxton is now pretty much waving the white flag in this game, and he's already turning the page to Tuesday night when the Dodgers will be hosting the Mariners on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then over the weekend series, a big one with the Red Sox, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Braxton saying he's already looking forward to the Dodgers beating the team he hates the most in the Mariners. The pitch on the way is taken outside for ball 1. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from Dodger Stadium, the friendly confines. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. Oh, taking a slider. Check that for ball 1. So 1-1. Mets 8, Dodgers 3 on 2 3-run home runs. Barnes pitches way inside. They're going to look over at third for an appeal. They're going to get nothing. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Barnes has pitched well. He's gotten 2 guys out. First 2 guys he's faced. The lefty winds up. The pitch in the dirt for ball 3 on the slider. So talk of Edwin Diaz coming back soon. Dodgers will welcome him with open arms. 3-1. Oh, very high. He walks. So Barnes walks Ewing, and now with 2 out, 1 on, up comes Francisco Lindor, the man who got a base hit to start things off with for the Mets, bringing home Ewing, making it 1-0 in the first inning. 1 for 4 is Lindor with an RBI and a single. The pitch swung on, a little foul ball. Changeup. So we are 7 minutes shy from this game being 3 hours old. And welcome in Brian Hackler into the chat. A pleasant good day to you wherever you may be. 1-1 count to Lindor. 1 on. Pitch on the way, swung on and fouled away. One and 2 the count to Lindor. Barnes pitched well to the first 2 guys. Let's see if he can get it together and get out Lindor. He walked Ewing. Pitch count is now 1 and 2 to Lindor. Maybe the Dodgers have found something in Barnes, a guy they can rely and go to in the next game when it means something. Barnes looking in, getting the sign from Rushing. And the 1-2 pitch, way high and out of the strike zone. It's now 2 and 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dodgers trailing 8-3. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers down to their last 3 outs, and they'll have Rushing, Ohtani, and Paez if you're looking forward to who will be coming up in the 9th inning. Swung on and missed, and Barnes pitched really nice. Strikes out yet another guy. So Barnes, even though he gave up a walk, rebounded and got the next guy he faced after that. The score after 8 complete innings in Queens City Field, New York. The score, Mets 8, Dodgers 3. And coming up for the Dodgers, their last hope will be Rushing, Ohtani, and Paez. And if anybody gets on, Freddie Freeman. Don't forget, coming up. So tomorrow will be a day off for the Dodgers, travel day. Then they got the big 6-game homestand. 3 against the Mariners, 3 against the Red Sox. I know I've talked a lot about that homestand coming up. You may be wondering, okay, what comes after the homestand? Where are they going? They're heading to Chicago to take on the Cubs in the Windy City for 3 games. So that should be fun and entertaining. So they got the Cubs after the Red Sox. They got a day off on Thursday, and then they got the Diamondbacks in Arizona. So that's just a quick look ahead of what the Dodgers got coming up in the next week and a half. Should be good. Dodgers, as it stands now, let's see, current standings. Have an 11.5 game lead over those Diamondbacks at 66-38. Meanwhile, the team they'll be facing in the Mariners, the team that Braxton hates the most, has a 51-53 record, only a game and a half out of first place. Here comes Devin Williams, 37 games he's appeared. He's got a 3-2 record, trying to close it out here. 14 saves. Has an ERA of 4.54, and up comes Dalton Rushing. So maybe this will be the guy the Dodgers need to start hammering and get 5 runs, get back in this game. Pitch is taken outside for ball 1. The pitch from Williams, swung on and missed by Rushing. It's now 1-2. One and 1 the count. Pitch on the way, swung on, and there's a blind grow, nice down the line in the corner by Dalton Rushing. He's going to round second, going. Let's see, did he stopped at first base? Okay, so he stopped at first base, did not leg it into a double. As that ball looked like he was going to try to maybe leg it into a double, he stops at first with a single, and they got the opening leadoff guy on, and up comes Alex Call pinch hitting. Okay, so Alex Call pinch hitting for Ohtani, coming up to the plate now. The pitch taken for called strike one, a changeup. Alex Call gets to pinch hit for the future first ballot Hall of Famer in Ohtani. Okay, here we go. The 0-1 pitch taken for called strike two. Hopefully nothing seriously is wrong with Ohtani. I don't know if it's waving the white flag, trailing 8-3, let the knee rest, or has that knee flared up? Don't know. The count is now 0-2 to Call. Dalton Rushing got on with that base hit to lead off things. Count is now 0-2 to Call. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Changeup for ball one. One ball, two strikes to Call. Mets 8, Dodgers 3. We're in the ninth inning. Dodgers down to their last 3 outs, but trying to hang on. There's a pitch. It's going to be called strike 3, and down goes Call. So that's the first strikeout for Williams. First down to the ninth inning, and with 1 on, 1 out, up comes Pages. The pitch to Pages is taken for called strike one. Oh and 1 the count to Pages. Williams on the mound. His ninth pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Oh and 2 the count to Pages. Mets 8, Dodgers 3, thanks to 2 3-run home runs by the Mets, one by Simmons, one by Taylor, and that's where we're at right now. Pitch is high on the fastball for ball one. Alex Freeland waiting on deck, possibly to bat for Freddie Freeman. Dodgers really emptying out the dugout now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers down to their last 2 outs. Pitch is low for ball 2 on the changeup. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 9th inning. This game is officially 3 hours and 1 minute old. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 9th inning. 8-3 Mets, swung on and fouled away by Pages on the fastball. And now Rico comes in and chimes in, ripping on Klein. I can't say he's wrong. Don't know why Klein's there. Why is Jack Dreyer there? The 2-2 pitch swung on and missed, and down goes Pages. Second strikeout for Williams. Dodgers are now down to their last out of the game, and Dalton Rushing still stranded at first base. And up comes Alex Freeland to the plate. Freeland batting for Freeman. So Freeman, check that, Freeland hasn't played a lot since Tommy Edman arrived on the scene. Tommy Edman has been terrific, and Freeland played well in the when time he was in, But when you got a chance to go for a guy like Tommy Edman, no doubt it's a no-brainer to go with him. Here's a pitch taken inside. It's for strike one. Meanwhile, Rushing steals second base. Now he's at second base. No throw. And the 0-1 count to Freeland at the plate. Williams is only concentrating on Freeland. He's got a 5-run lead, 8-3, swung on and fouled away, and now it's 0-2. Dodgers down to their last strike in this game. If Rushing wants, I bet he could steal third. 0-2 the count. All about Freeland at the plate. Rushing taking a little lead off a second. Williams looks over at him. The 0-2 pitch taken way outside and high for ball one. Mets 8, Dodgers 3, ninth inning, 2 out, 1 on. Waiting on deck, Max Muncy. Oh, pitch is way inside to that hit. Catcher kind of got dinged up there. Didn't hit Freeland. But it did hit the catcher on the, his hand, let's see. I don't know where exactly it hit him. He took the glove off right away. So the count is 1-2 to Freeland. Rushing away from second, 2 outs. Ninth inning, Mets 8, Dodgers 3. Williams trying to close it out right here, right now. Way low and in the dirt. The changeup missing. It's a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed, and down he goes. So Brian Hackler's right on that. Dodgers lose. Safe flight home. Dodgers should be used to those breadsticks. I knew it, says Braxton, as the Mets will win it. The final totals of the game. Mets 8 runs, 6 hits. They only did it with 6 hits and 1 error. Dodgers 3 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. When you get 9 hits and only 3 runs, that's the wrong side. But more remarkably, only 6 hits and 8 runs. Losing pitcher is Evan Phillips. He'll be tagged with a loss. He's 0-2, 6.75 ERA. The winning pitcher will be Perez. That's straight out of Cuba. His record goes to 4-3 with a 5.09 ERA. So the Dodgers will win the series. They'll go home on this road trip, a successful road trip, be it may, winning 6 of the 9 games they played, winning the series against the Yankees, against the Phillies, and against the Mets, but lose it in disappointing fashion today with 2 3-run home runs to beat them. Final score once again from Queens City Field in New York. The Mets 8, the Dodgers 3. Thank you very much for watching this broadcast, however short it may have been. Have yourself a tremendous evening to you, rest of the day, wherever you may be. Hope you tune in next time, next broadcast. Be safe until then. Take care. Good night now.